Hello YouTube, I'm Peter and welcome to my kitchen. So coming up this weekend is the NBA All-Star Game and I love basketball so I'm really excited. And I thought that I'd try and bake something that goes alongside that. So I decided to make these All-Star jerseys for the weekend. So my favourite team are the LA Clippers and my brother's favourite team are the Boston Celtics. So I thought that I would make a DeAndre Jordan shirt for the West and an Isaiah Thomas shirt for the East. So this is how you make them.
First, I cut out the two jersey templates. I'll link these in the description. Then I cut out 2 sheets of baking paper, wide enough so that both the jerseys could fit on each of them. Then I made a gluten-free sugar cookie dough. The recipe for this is on my Pokeball biscuit video. I rolled this out between the 2 sheets of baking paper until it was about half a centimetre thick and was large enough so that both the jerseys could fit on. Then I left it in the fridge to firm up. Once the dough had completely firmed up, I cut out the shapes of the jersey using a very sharp blade. These were then baked in a preheated oven at 160 degrees Celsius, 320 degrees Fahrenheit fan for 17 to 20 minutes, or until lightly golden all around. To ice the jerseys, you'll need about 100 grams each of black and white fondant and about 50 grams each of red and blue fondant. For the West jersey, you need to cut out the black fondant in the outline of the jersey. Keep the fondant fairly thick here, about 1/4 of the centimetre. For the East, you need to mix a little black fondant into the white to give a light grey colour. Once you've cut these both out, leave them on a flat surface to dry out. A cooling rack is great for this. When you are cutting these out, it is easier to roll the template into the fondant slightly to give an outline for you to cut out. Add a little more black to the offcuts of the grey so that it matches the colour on the top of the West jersey. Roll this out really as thin as you can and do the same with the blue, the red and the remaining white fondant, and leave all of these to dry out a bit on a cooling rack. Now we need to work on the detail. Cut out the letters and numbers from one of the jerseys using a very sharp knife. And then you can just use scissors to cut out the remaining details at the top of the jersey. These will all serve as templates to cut out the fondant from. Now all there is to it is to cut out all of the detail pieces in the correct corresponding colour. I find it easiest to lightly score the surface of the fondant using the template as a guide, and then cutting through the fondant when I've already taken the template away. I cut out a Kia badge and Adidas badge freehand because they were so tiny. This is what you should be left with, ready to go onto the biscuit. You need to do the same for the West Coast jersey. You can use pretty much all of the same templates from the East. You only really need to change the number and make sure that you cut out the right colours. This can be very fiddly and frustrating, but you just need to take your time and relax. The perfect consistency of the fondant to cut out, I find, is when the outside is dry and hard, but under the surface is still quite soft. This means you can get a clean edge, but it doesn't break as much as when it's completely dry. This is what you should be left with for the West jersey. To stick the detail pieces onto the jerseys, you need to brush a little water onto the background piece of the jersey, and then gently place on the detail pieces, and press them down in the same position as shown in the templates. When you're placing on the letters, it's best to start from the middle and work out to make sure the spacing is even and the words fits on the jersey. Do the same for the second jersey. When you're dealing with the really small pieces, I find it easier to pick them up and position them with the tip of the blades instead of with my fingers. I also had some edible gold paint, so I painted the Adidas logo on the West jersey gold, but you don't have to do this. Now you need to leave both the jerseys to dry out. Once they've dried out, you can trim away any pieces that are overhanging, or trim down anything that looks scruffy. Now we need to make the glue to go between the biscuits and the icing. This is royal icing. Whisk 1 egg white until it's frothy, and then add in icing sugar bit by bit until it holds its shape but is still quite soft. Pipe or spread the royal icing around the outline of the biscuit, leaving some space at the edge. Then just slide on the jersey and gently press it down. Do the same for the other jersey and leave them both to allow the royal icing to dry out. I rolled a small ball of orange fondant to make a basketball, and that was the jerseys done.
Thanks very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Enjoy the All-Star game, guys. Bye.